Everyone's talking about Resident Evil 6 like it's the next big thing. Actually, no, it's not. It's gotten pretty bad reviews, actually. But the point is, where are those survival horror games that I used to know, Those old horror games where you'd have to manage your resources and pick your fights wisely, conserve your ammo, and you're always worried about what might be round the next corner. Nowadays, it's all about explosions, guns, and all-out action, and that's not scary. It seems as if all these action horror games have come out of nowhere. Classic horror as you know it is extinct. Perhaps you need to make a choice. Yes, let's play a different game. Let's not play Resident Evil 6 or 5. Let's revisit an era where Resident Evil was about bad cameras and clunky controls and annoying puzzles. Welcome to Dino Crisis. Resident Evil with dinosaurs. That was a dinosaur trying to do the Resident Evil voice, but he couldn't do it because he was a dinosaur and dinosaurs can't speak.
The second report from Military Experiment Facility. Agent name, Tom.
I have successfully infiltrated under the guise of a researcher as planned.
I did my best to look like a nerd.
I have encountered no information regarding top-secret development of new type weapons. But I have discovered there is an unexpected individual at this facility. The man is Dr. Kirk, the leading authority of our nation's energy research.
Dr. Kirk was instantly recognizable by his
Dr. Kirk
hair.
was alleged to have died in an accident during the course of an experiment 3 years ago. The reports were premature, and it appears that he is currently working as the head of a non-weapon project at this facility. The experiment is in the late stages of development. Regarding the staged accidental death, it appears that this country is somehow involved, recommending that necessary actions be taken immediately.
Refer to the data on Dr. Kirk.
This source of clean energy was actually millions and millions of hamsters running on wheels to generate power. Now, of course, the government's too invested in oil to start resorting to clean energy just yet. And without government funding, the hamsters ran amok and destroyed all. There were no survivors.
Operation instructions.
So Dr. Kirk is not actually dead, and we had to find out what he's up to.
Feels like we've got a little turbulence.
Once you hit the ground, head straight to the designated convergence point. Got it?
Those masks kind of make it look like they're wearing underpants on their faces. What's this? A special ops team doing a parachute jump onto an island? Dino Crisis, more like Crisis. Oh, wait.
Sorry I'm late.
It's time. Let's move out.
What about Cooper?
Forget him. Time's up.
Wait!
They're really shiny looking in these CG cutscenes. I can't imagine those masks smelling like anything other than old socks. Cue the zombie dogs. Looks like this man's having a bit of a crisis. A dino crisis. Just how I like it. I like my meat raw.
Okay, this is the first checkpoint. Playtime is officially over, kiddies. Something's wrong. The lights in the guardhouse are out.
Maybe this has been a wild night of partying for the guards. You know, a little song, a little dance.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Stay here, Junior. Leave the guards to me.
Hey, did you hear what he just called me?
Forget about it. Just let Gale handle this.
All right, it's clear.
I always wondered why the guy gets offended when he calls him Junior, but earlier he called them kiddies, which seems a lot more derogatory. I don't know.
Okay, let's do this. I'll infiltrate the facility and occupy the control room on the first floor. I should have access to all the security systems from there. I'll contact you as soon as I've cleared the room.
Right, well, now we finally have control of our character. Let's move forward a little bit. Oh, never mind, another cutscene.
Let me guess. This is some of your handiwork, right?
The brass is still warm. These guards were shooting at something very recently.
So who were they fighting?
This wasn't much of a fight. I don't think these guards hit anything before getting sliced and diced. Whatever they were shooting at came in through there. Ripped right through the steel fence.
Gale happens to be an ace detective. Don't
Well, the
question
hole is
him.
nice and clean. But I still say you could have done this.
Very funny. We still need to figure out what happened here. Continue to sweep the area.
Meanwhile, ace detective Gale will examine the floor. That's all he'll do. Pretty much what Barry did in Resident Evil 1. Hope this is not Chris's blood, you know, that the usual.
Rick can handle the inside of the facility on his own.
Of course, you can't go into the building yet. You have to do some other things. So there's not really much around here. I mean, over here's a door. But you can't open it yet. You need a key. Over here, though, there's a crate, and you can push it. Now you see these backgrounds are in full 3D, whereas Resident Evil had pre-rendered backgrounds, and what that meant was that if there was an item you could interact with, sometimes you could very easily tell what it was because it really stuck out from the background, but it was actually a little bit less, well, I don't know, slightly less obvious. Items they've made more obvious, though, they actually hover and rotate. That's something that didn't happen in Resident Evil. And since Gale is just minding his own business, we can go into material storage. And as you can see, we have the classic door loading screens that Resident Evil was so fond of on the PlayStation days. They help mask the loading screens and all that. Over here is a key. We'll just pick it up. And this key is not for the area we just found earlier that was locked. It's actually for a door back outside. Basically where we started off. Let's push this shelf out of the way to get this item. And what we have here is the resuscitation. The resuscitation is basically a free continue. So if you die, you use a resuscitation, you respawn just outside the room. It's actually kind of handy. Not much else in this room, so we'll mosey on out. So as you can tell, this is the basically classic Resident Evil fixed camera angles, tank controls, which are very, very clunky and antiquated. On the Dreamcast, the game does not use the analog stick at all. I'm using the D-pad, and well, the Dreamcast D-pad kinda sucks, but I'll deal with it.
Rick here. I'm in. The place is deserted, though. I have a very bad feeling about this.
How's the progress going with that security system?
I don't know what's been going on here, but it looks like all the power in this facility is being cut.
Same here.
As long as that's the situation, there's not a lot I can do. Why don't you see if you can gain access to the backup generators on the ground level?
I'm on it. What are you doing here?
I was always here. I was just round the
I
corner.
got the last part of your conversation.
By the way, I found a key.
Hand it over.
Hey, that's my
Let's
key.
head outside.
And now that Gale's just stolen our key, he's unlocked the other door we saw in this area. So let's just go up here and go through and follow Gale. I guess you can kind of figure out the characters by now. Gale is kind of the jerk. Rick is the rookie. He's also the tech guy on the team. And Regina, well, let's just say she's the team's smartass.
That's disgusting.
See what I mean?
This guy's been eviscerated. Something tore his intestines straight out.
Look at those tooth marks. It had to be some sort of animal.
Okay, let's move on.
Now before we follow Gale, we should examine the body again because the body is actually holding a med pack. Of course, med packs restore your health. Completely. Which is nice. Very handy. It's always slightly ironic when a dead person's holding a healing item. Oh well, it's not like he has any use for it anymore. It's mine now. You can examine these barrels, but there's nothing in them, so let's just continue onwards.
I'll stand guard here. You go inside and take a look around.
This can only go well. Alright, let's see what's in here. It is the backup generator room. And this basically tells you not to use batteries on other floors. There's actually a few of these generator rooms dotted around. Well, I say a few, I think it's like 2 or 3. But yeah, they have batteries in them, and you need to replace batteries normally. And you can only use them in certain rooms. You can't. They're not interchangeable. That's what it's saying. But this one has all the batteries, so we didn't need to worry about that. So this is just a very simple puzzle, and it doesn't really get much more difficult as you play the game. But basically, you have to get these colours in the right order. So if you take a look on the right side, you can see the different coloured levers. So you basically have to match the batteries to the colours of the levers. So it basically goes red, blue, green, white. And it's actually pretty easy to figure out. Let's go right, then you go centre. I did left there because I'm an idiot. And you go centre. And then right again. Then once everything's in place, you get out, and then you activate the switch. And doing this turns on the power. I like how they're clearly levers, but they didn't bother animating Regina pulling the levers. They just come down automatically. Why even have them be levers? We would just have a switch. Have like lights come on or something. Would have made more sense. But I'm nitpicking. So now the power's on, we can return to Rick. like something bad's happening outside. You'd better investigate. Seems pretty dangerous. Better proceed with caution. Blood. Hope this is not Gale's blood. Gale, are you tearing holes through fences again? Uh-oh, looks like we're in trouble. At this point you can either choose to fight the dinosaur or run. This time we're going to run because we never have to come back to this area again, and fighting dinosaurs is generally a huge pain and you shouldn't do it when you don't have to, but sometimes it's a good idea to kill the dinosaurs. But in this case, no, we're running. Unfortunately, dinosaurs are a lot more faster than zombies, so you have to be careful. Luckily we escaped, and dinosaurs can't open doors. Damn, dinosaurs can jump! Good thing there's another door here. Man, these door loading screens really ruin the pace, don't they? Intense action! Door loading. Luckily we have bested this dinosaur because this fence is too high for him to jump.
Good news! I got the control system back online. What's the situation over there?
It's Gale. I lost him.
So what's the bad news? Did you run into some guards?
You're not gonna believe this. He was attacked by some kind of dinosaur.
Now that's a good one. So, who was it? Barney?
This isn't a joke, you idiot. We were just attacked by a big-ass lizard.
For real, what's going on over there? Alright, head over to the control room and we'll sort out this whole situation.
I mean, if you told me that you'd been attacked by, I don't know, zombies, then maybe I'd believe you, but dinosaurs? As if. Dinosaurs. Everyone knows that dinosaurs are mystical creatures that never existed. It's like a dragon or a griffin. No scientific evidence whatsoever. So anyway, I thought I'd show you something interesting, I suppose. Earlier I was doing a test recording of the Dreamcast, trying to tune the TV capture card, and notice the colours are a bit off here. But if you don't pick up the med pack when, you know, Gale is all like, you know, he's examining the body and you say, "That's disgusting," in that way that Regina does. If you don't do that and examine the body that the dinosaurs moved, you get the anesthetic aid. And I'll describe what anesthetic aids are later, but it's interesting that you get a different item for, you know, weighting differently. It's a little bit strange. That's actually kinda creepy, because you know there's a dinosaur somewhere outside, out the windows, but you can't see it. And it could come in at any moment. It's basically the same as the zombie dogs in Resident Evil 1. You can also hear it purring. I guess it's like a cat or something. They make purring noises. And you can see a ventilation doohickey up there. There's also some laser fence behind it, but we can't do anything to deactivate it, so this is really our only way to go. The good thing about these ventilation pathways is that, well, there's no dinosaurs here, so you don't have to worry about them. They kind of act as shortcuts, so yeah, always keep an eye out for them. There's an exit around this corner, But we're not getting there just yet. We're gonna go down here because this is where the control room is. Rope kind of clips through her chest there. So the control room is just around that corner, as indicated by a sign. And here's some ammo. Handgun ammo. Ammo is actually kind of scarce. Not, well, I say it's scarce because to actually kill dinosaurs you need to use a lot of bullets, so you end up using a lot if you want to fight them. Also you notice that the switch was red so you couldn't open the shutter. And these emergency boxes are opened with plugs, and they basically act as item boxes, like in Resident Evil, where you can store items. But you need keys to open them, that's what the plugs are for.
What's our status?
This security system is a snap for me. Real amateur stuff. So, what exactly happened to Gale? You said that he was attacked by a dinosaur?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I just hope he's still alive. Anyway, our first priority is to complete the mission.
What we ought to do is just call in the chopper and get off this death trap.
That's a great idea, but Cooper has the radio, and he's missing.
Wait, Cooper was the only one with the radio, and he's the one you decided to abandon at the beginning of the mission?
Hey, what's with this monitor?
That's the security monitor for the underground area. The camera's offline.
So I take it that means power still hasn't been restored to the area.
Exactly. They must have that area wired to a different power system than the ground level.
We can investigate that area after we finished our sweep of the ground level.
Okay, then I'll take care of the shutters that are blocking the way. You work your way in, grab the dock, and then rendezvous back here.
So we know what we have to do now. We have to basically explore this floor. Hopefully we'll find the doctor. And this elevator needs an ID card. Guess we'll be coming back here later. And of course, nothing's displayed on screen, but let's take a look at what Rick's doing.
What's the deal with this place anyway?
I do not know, Rick. Just what is the deal with this place, and why are their keyboards so loud? What are you even typing on there? Are you on Facebook? Or Twitter? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. Now what I want to know is where those things are coming from.
So, now that that part's done, we can explore a little. Let's check out the door behind the ventilation shaft where we drop down. And this management office is actually a save room. There's lots of items in here. And this item is very good, because it's the shotgun. We'll be using this a fair amount, although we don't have any ammo for it, so we'll just have to stick with the handgun. Shotguns are good because not only can they fire shotgun shells, they can also fire tranquilizer darts. Somehow. Of course, with games like this, you have to conserve your ammo, so, you know, it's good this there though. And here's a DDK input disc. These are important. They're basically keys for doors. We'll be explaining a little bit about that in a second. And here is a plug. And plugs are used to open the emergency boxes. Some boxes need more plugs. Green boxes have recovery items and they only need one plug, and the red boxes that have ammo in them need 2 plugs. And we just turned on the computer, and we turned on the entire computer just to read one email. And this email basically talks about the DDK system. Basically, what you need to know at the moment is that it's basically keys for a door. You need the code and input disk for a single locked door. So it's basically like just keys for a door, except you need like 2 keys for one door to unlock a door. And you need two of the matching pair, and once you have those keys, you can open it. We'll see that in a moment, but right now we have one of the H keys, and we need the other in order to open the H door. Fantastic. Luckily, since this isn't Resident Evil, we don't have to worry about him turning into a zombie. We found a panel key. This is going to be useful later on. Looks like the dinosaurs really took a bite out of him, although I'm surprised they just leave these dead bodies around. I mean, it's not like Resident Evil where it's like zombies and they only eat their brains. These are dinosaurs. They eat the whole thing. So really, there shouldn't be anything left of the guy. They just took a bite and just thought, this guy didn't really taste very nice. Just find another human to eat and see if he tastes any better. Also, in the save rooms, you can save, but only after you leave. You're prompted to after you leave the area. You don't have to, obviously, but yeah, that's when you're prompted to save.
Regina, I took care of the shutter. You should be able to access the control panel now.
Already? That was quick. Thanks.
Hey girl, just get going.
Alright, you two lovebirds, quit messing around and get back to work, because there's a dinosaur next to you throughout the entire conversation, and you didn't even notice. Good thing we can just go through this door. Dinosaurs aren't slow like zombies are, but you can outmaneuver them pretty well. You just have to get good at it, I guess. This is a journal, and the importance of this journal is it tells us the code to the locker in that storage room earlier, or the safe room. And all it's really telling you is that, the guards who are guarding Dr. Kirk have to be careful of spies and stuff. And here we found the input disk for door H, and so that means we have both keys that we can open. Uh-oh! Looks like dinosaurs have finally figured out how to open doors. And every time this dinosaur comes in this way, he'll always pounce you and he'll always pin you down. You might be able to shoot him out of the air, I don't know. Here's an anesthetic dart. This is useful. We'll be using that later on. But yeah, if you want to avoid getting pinned by the dinosaur at this specific point, you can kill him before you walk into this door, and then he won't chase you, obviously, because he's dead. But for now, we'll just escape. Right, well, now that that's over with, you'll notice that Regina is actually bleeding. Also, this way is a shortcut. You notice that she's bleeding, so... Hey, damn it, let me finish! I'm out of here. Anyway, while you bleed, you slowly lose your health over time, and there are two ways of stopping the bleeding, I think. There's using a hemostat, which is basically like a bandage and it stops bleeding, and also advanced med packs, which, the upgraded med packs that heal you fully and also have the anti-bleeding effect. So, the journal earlier said that in this locker, which you now have the code for, there is ammunition. And this actually turns out to be a huge lie, because in here there is in fact a key, which is good, but also a resuscitation. And resuscitations are basically free continues. If you die and you're holding a resuscitation, you don't reload the game. You just revive just outside the room and you continue from that point. It's basically like a free checkpoint, free continue. And those are handy. It's nice to always carry like maybe one or two around. And while this dinosaur the dinosaur actually gets stunned by the electro shutters very easily. So now that we've put this up, he won't be able to get. And he'll just keep trying to come at us, no matter how many tries no matter how many times he gets shocked. He never learns. Makes me laugh. Okay, well, now that he's safely behind bars, or beams, whatever, we can continue. The dinosaur won't follow you into this room, I don't think. I think certain dinosaurs are basically assigned certain rooms by which they patrol, so to speak. So, if you go too far from an area, a dinosaur won't follow you that far. But if you, if this dinosaur stays alive and you hang around its territory, it will constantly follow you. And that's actually pretty, it's actually pretty, oh, here's an anesthetic aid. Might as well mix them up now, just to save inventory space. You use the mix option in the menu, and then you just basically combine it with the anesthetic darts. And what that does, it makes a super strong version of the darts, and also gives you an increased volume. And basically, anesthetic only lasts for a limited amount of time, but by using the enhancer, you increase the length of time that the dinosaurs go to sleep, which is nice. Anyway, yeah, so the way that the dinosaurs patrol the area, it makes them a viable threat, because normally what you do in horror games, or what you've seen me do in Let's Plays, I guess, if you've watched them before, Resident Evil and stuff, I'd mainly just run past most of the monsters, but in this case, if you don't take out the enemies, they would actually follow you from room to room, and it can actually become a hassle if you constantly revisit those rooms. So you have to be careful which dinosaurs you shoot, because you use a lot of ammo killing them. Also, just now, that dead body by the helipad, he had the note next to him. That dead body is going to become relevant in a puzzle later on. We're going to have to revisit him in a bit. Probably. There's actually 2 ways of doing that puzzle, and that's one way of doing it. So, back into the main entrance. This is basically like the front of the mansion. This door is locked. We need a DDK key, or 2 rather, the discs. And this one is the letter N. We have the letter H, so it's not this door. Let's not set the disc. I don't know why it even gives you the option if you don't have the discs. And plenty of anesthetic aid. The game actually gives you quite a lot of it. You can only use the anesthetic aid once on like a set of or like regular darts. Once you upgrade it, that's the maximum it goes. You can't enhance it anymore. This door leads back to that starter area, so there's no point going there. I've just wasted your time. Where we actually want to go is up the stairs. And of course, being basically Resident Evil with dinosaurs, you can't climb stairs normally, you have to load the extra area. So there you go, now we're upstairs. And this block is pushable for some reason. It's not even a crate, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like a block. It's like a portal cube or something. It's like, why is it here? It serves no purpose. I really shouldn't be picking these up. I've got loads of anesthetic aids already, and it's using up space in my inventory. Although, the inventory management is not quite as cumbersome as in Resident Evil, and there's a few reasons for that. Number one is that you don't have to manage your slots. There's no Tetris... Oh, hello! I didn't mean to disturb your nap. You can go back to sleep if you want. Sorry. No, seriously, go back to bed. Anyway, here's a door with the H symbols, and we have both the keys, so we'll just set in the keys. And, basically, here's a little extra puzzle you have to do. You have to put in the password, and the password is basically the letters from the key subtracted from the code. So you remove the letters B, C, F, G, and I from above, and you're left with the letters H, E, A, and D, which spells head. And don't think you can cheat the system by knowing the password beforehand. You still need both the keys to open the door. Let's just get in here before the dinosaur eats us.